this news came out 2 weeks ago, and it's interesting to me how many people just kind of ignored it. So many people kind of just ignored it because, one of the themes of this show is to kind of clearing up a lot of these misconceptions about black people and how we spend our money and what we actually do and what we think about and what we want politically and all this type of stuff. So we're going to clear it up. And the way I clear things up a lot of times is through information sources that y'all deem credible. You know what I'm saying? Because, you got to meet people where they are. So I find what the general masses think is credible sources. Because if I told y'all that, I got some information from a book from Ivan Van Sertima, y'all would say, oh, he was just a conspiracy theorist. Y'all a lot of y'all wouldn't value that information. Like when Dr. Claude Anderson, who was a world-renowned economist, when he told people all this type of stuff, they act like this just wasn't good information, as if he wasn't qualified to talk about it. So, I try to figure out, let me go to where these people are at. And even the sources of information that the general masses agrees with and thinks are valid, they're agreeing with the stuff I say. Okay, here we go. Excuse me. So pretty much Schwab, who was one of the largest retail online brokerages in the world, I think they have 35 million users. The only one bigger than them is, I think, Fidelity at 37 million users. They did a study about, so this is the Ariel Schwab Black Investor Survey of 2022. Long-standing disparity between black and white investors narrows, but new risks emerge. Let's read this here. So I'm going to read a couple of different pieces because it's some different important pieces here, right? Against the backdrop of unprecedented stock market volatility since the beginning of the pandemic, the 2022 Ariel Schwab Black Investor Survey reveals investor participation is at historic lows for both black and white Americans. In 2022, just 58% of black Americans and 63% of white Americans owned stocks. Compared to survey peaks, 74% of black investors in 2002 and 86% of white investors in 2015. So that was the most ever for these groups since this survey has been going on. Okay. Let's see here. So now here's the headline piece that a lot of people, because like I said, a couple of weeks ago, we was talking about black American spending, and people just love to hey, everybody's just wasting money on Louis Vuitton and Jordans and nobody has money to feed their kids. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Let me just read this whole paragraph. While the investment gap between white and black and white Americans narrowed in 2022, there was a significant drop off among white investors and only a nominal increase among black investors, up 3% from 50. So it's like they try to play the game of, so essentially white people are investing less in the stock market and black people are investing more in the stock market, right? So white people went from, in 2022, there was 71% white people invested in the stocks. And in 2020, there was 55% black people, but now it's 63% for white and it's 58% for black. However, stock market participation is higher Stock market participation is higher among younger black Americans, with 68% of black respondents under 40 now investing compared to 57% of white young investors. So now, when we talk about habits and spending and all that type of stuff, I need everybody come front and center. How come y'all never told me this? Because y'all have a whole lot to say about millennials and Gen Z people. But now y'all just conveniently left it out. That under 40, young black people, or all black people in America under 40, invest at a higher rate than white people under 40. How come y'all always leave that part out? I hear a lot of people throwing out a lot of numbers often. I hear them do this very often. I never heard y'all throw this one out, though. I heard you tell me how many Jordans we bought. I heard you tell me how much Gucci we bought. Both lies. I heard you tell me how much liquor and malt liquor we buy. I heard Umar tell me we spend $19 million on grits. Where he got that number from, I have no idea. He don't even know where he got that number from. But I have never heard y'all tell me that of Americans that are under 40, 68% of black respondents are invested in the stock market as opposed to 57%. Now, this is I'm realizing that this podcast is about to be one long series, not today, but over time, one long series of straightening out a lot of the lies that y'all tell about black people and our money and our spending habits. For too long, we have run with this lie that we are in the position that we're in because we all blow money on chicken wings and fake hair. That's what y'all been telling everybody. Y'all been saying that black men been wasting our money on Jordans and black women been wasting their money on Asian weave. Once again, the numbers don't support that. What really sickens me more than anything is how long y'all been just making up these numbers and lying about them. Like where did I'm trying to figure out what was y'all getting out of making this stuff up? I can think of a few different reasons why y'all would make this stuff up and just keep on repeating it. But I just want one of y'all people that just love to repeat this stuff. Can you tell me, what are you getting out of this weirdo activity?